We're going to start on 32, right on the top of the page, the top line, 32b. 32b, Lamed Beis Beis. Tanya was taught in the Brisa, Reb Nosson Neimer. Reb Nosson says, because of the sin of taking a vow and not fulfilling it, a person's wife dies. It's like this. If you don't have enough to pay for what you pledged, why should you also lose your bed from under you? Now the bed is referring to someone's wife, and it's saying that if someone pledges something, you should be careful not to pledge it, because if he doesn't have it to pay for it, then why should he have to lose? Now, besides that, he can't pay his pledge, but he also gets the punishment. So avoid pledging. Okay. Rabbi says, because of these vows, the person's children die when they're young. Don't put your mouth to cause sin to your flesh. And don't say in front of the angel. Here it's referring to the gizbar, to the person in charge of the temple. Kishkagahi, that it was a mistake, that you didn't want to make the pledge. Why should God get angry because of your voice? And cause destruction to the work of your hands. What is the work of a person's hands? It's a person's children. So this pasuk is telling us that be careful not to take pledges, not to make pledges that won't be able to be fulfilled. Person should say bli neder or whatever. Just give it. Give it without pledging. Okay. Tanu Rabbanan. Because of these vows, the children die. This is the words of Rabbi Elazar bar Shimon. Well, we had that before also from Rabbi. Rabbi Yehuda Nasi Yomer Bavain B'tul Torah. That the children die because of neglect of Torah study.
Rabbi Yehuda Nasi and Rabbi is the same?
Very good. Very good. Very good. The Gemara is gonna mention that. Very good. Bishleim Lamanda Amar. It's good according to the one that says, well, it makes sense according to the one that says Bavei Nedarim Kedamar, that we had a pasuk for. We said Al Titin Espicha, that pasuk from Kehelas. Lamanda Amar Bavei B'tul Torah Mikra. What pasuk do you have that says such a harsh punishment? It says Diksiv. The pasuk is Lashav, for nothing. Hikisias B'nechem. I hit the sons. Musalei lakacha. It's because they didn't take rebuke. The Musar over here is referring to Torah. The way that you could read this pasuk is that you have to read it as a question. Lashavi kisias b'nechem, when you think it was for nothing? No, it's because Musalei lakacha, because they didn't study Torah. Okay, lakach, Rashi says they didn't study. Reb Nachman bar Yitzchak Amar, Lamanda Amar, Bavei Nedarim Nami Mehacha. That pasuk can also tell us that it's because of Nedarim. Lashavik Yisres B'nechem, Alis Keshav. No, that it's because of Lashav. It's because of for nothing, for naught. That means that you said things that you didn't fulfill. Kumar says, 1 second. Michti. Rabbi Yehuda Hanasi, Hainu Rabbi. It's the same person, which is fine. The only thing is, they said they're quoted as saying different things. Rabbi Bavei Nedarim Kamar. Rabbi before said, when Reb Nosson said that because of oaths or vows, a person's wife dies, Rabbi said, no, the children die. And now he says the children die because of Bittul Torah, Rabbi Yehuda Nasi. And that's the same person. The Gemara answers, Basa de Shama me Rabbi Elazar bar Shimon, after he heard from Rabbi Elazar bar Shimon that it's because of Nadarim, so then he changed. Rabbi Elazar bar Shimon probably heard it from his father, from Reb Shimon bar Yochai, that was the teacher of Rabbi. So Rashi says, so he switched. He changed his position. Okay, so Pliki ba Reb Chia bar Rabba bar Rabbi Yosi. There's a machlekes Reb Chia bar Rabba and Rabbi Yosi. It's that little note over there. It's supposed to be Rabasi and Rabami. Quotes from the Seder Aderes and the Akdama. Interesting. Goes like this. Children die. One says because of neglect of putting up mezuzahs. Other one says because of neglect of Torah study. See, the pasuk says, the pasuk right before that says you should write it on as in mezuzahs on your doorpost. So you fulfill the mitzvah mezuzah, the children will live long. So it's a continuation. You see, if you go back over there, it says, so the pasuk before that, put up the name.
Forgot to say the names just for a moment. I have an additional name. Unfortunately, there's also been some funerals. I don't know if that's been related. Anyway, she learned for Schus of in Reform of Rabbi Lehrfeld, Rabbi Rafael, David Ben Riva, the Stein, Shlomo Gershon Ben Duba Merrill, and his wife Leah Bas Annette. And there was a new name I saw, Esther Freda Bas Dina.
Had my father-in-law Baruch Ben Sarah.
Baruch Ben Sarah.
Learning should be in the schus. It should be well protected. So Mikra Nidr Slafanav Velifni Fanav. The one that says Bavain Bittul Torah is because the pasuk Laman Yirbu could be going back on mezuzah, and it can also be going back on Bittul Torah V'limadat Meisam Espenechem. Okay. Pligi ba Reb Meir of Rabbi Yehuda. It's an earlier Machlekes Tanaim. Chadamar Bavain Mezuzah v'Chadamar Bavain Tzitzis. One of them said that the children die because of mezuzah. One says tzitzis. Now, this is slightly confusing because we happen to say Parshas Vayomer after Parshas Vayim Shemaya, but that's not how it's written. It's not, so just because it's in the Siddur like that. So it goes like this. Tzitzis is earlier. Tzitzis is in, what is it? Chukas? Or Kaira, Chukas? Balak? It's in Bamidbar, Tzitzis. So we're quoting the pasuk of Bishleim Elamanda Merbavin Mezuzah Ksiv Chsavtam Al Mezuzah Beisecha Ksiv Basrei Man Yibur Yemechem V'Mevenechem, so that the children will have your life and the children will live long in the land. Elamanda Merbavin Tzitzis. My time. What's the reason Tzitzis gets that punishment? Amar Rav Kana Vitema Shila Mari. Rav Kana or Shila Mari says the Ksiv Gam B'Knafecha Nimtzu Dam Nefashis of Yainim Nekiyim. Also, because of your garment, that's referring to tzitzis, you'll find Dam Nefashis of Yainim Nekiyim, the innocent guilt of the Nefashis of Yainim Nekiyim. It's referring to the children that didn't have any sins because of neglect of tzitzis. Taisus over here says that It's only in those days where the garments had naturally had 4 corners. But today, where our garments don't naturally have four corners, so really a person doesn't need to go out and buy tzitzis. However, you should. And you should say a bracha on it. His raya is from, the Gemara says that Moshe wanted to go into the land of Israel. Says, why did he want to go in? He wanted to eat the fruits, the fruits of Israel, the oranges. Says no, he wanted to fulfill the mitzvahs. Now, if he wasn't in Israel, he doesn't have to fulfill the mitzvahs. Says no, you're supposed to put yourself in position to be able to perform mitzvahs. Therefore, you should get a garment of tzitzis and wear it. Nevertheless, that's not the severity of our Gemara, is not referring to nowadays. Okay. Reb Nachman bar Yitzchak Amalaman Damar Bavein Mezuzah Name Mehacha. Now this is the second time. Reb Nachman bar Yitzchak says that you can learn from this pasuk as well. This was a pasuk from Yirmiyah, and if you go further, it says Leiba Machteres Matzasim Shasu Psachim Kemachteres. It says not in a tunnel did I find them, which means that they made their doorways like tunnels. That just like a tunnel doesn't need a mezuzah, that's what they did to their doorways. They made it that it's they didn't put the mezuzahs on. Amrish Lakish. Anyone that's careful with tzitzis, he merits that he's going to have 2,800 servants. Erev Pesach. It's exactly what we need. Shenemar means Lasalavi. Shenemar, it says, Kayamar Hashem Tzavakis Bayamim Hahema. Hashem says that in those days, the 10 men from all the nations, they'll grab onto the corner of your garment. Let me go with you. You're going to want to join. So how many people do we have here? Well, 10 men from each of the nations. That's 700 because 70 nations. 10 men from each nation. You're going to grab onto your corners. You have 4 corners. So that's 700 times 4. It's going to be 2,800. 2,800 servants. Okay. Siman. Okay, we're going to have a bunch of things over here, each one. This is a siman for the following, the rest of the sugya. Sana, Chala, Truma, Nigzela, Stina, Shvua, Shvichusa, Giluya, Navlusa. It's a way to remember this Gemara. Tanya Reb Nechemya Imer. Reb Nechemya says, Bavain Sinas Chinam Meriva Rabba B'teich Beisei Shaladam. Because of baseless hatred. Baseless hatred means that the person didn't do anything wrong, that you should hate him. He has no sins. If a person had sins, you can understand. It's however the Alter Rebbe explains that over there. But after he was rebuked or whatever. But here, there was no sins, and because of that baseless hatred, so a person causes fighting in his own house. His wife miscarries. And the children die when they're young. Rashi explains that it's because he didn't place his love appropriately, so therefore he loses what he's supposed to love, which is his children. Rabbi Lazar bar Yehuda Eimer Bavein Chala, because of the sin of not taking Chala, Ein bracha b'mechunas, then he doesn't get the blessing in his wine and in his oil. Mechunas is things that are preserved, that are held in storage. There is a curse in the market. They plant seeds, and other people eat them. This is because he's not giving challah to the kohen. I will also do this to you. I will instruct on you terror, as shachefes, kadachas, fever and shachefes, probably some other type of illness. Failing eyes, medivus nafesh, and the worry. For the seed will be planted for nothing. And enemies will eat it. When it says bahala, terror, it really means ela bechala. It's because of not taking chala. Another example of a switch in a hey and a ches. We had this example in brachas when we said hilul. We said chilul. Chilulim. That was redeeming the Meiser Sheni. We switched the hey and the ches. He said in the Yerushalmi that it says Eila Hadvarim. How do we get 39 malachas in Shabbos? We said Eila is the gematria 39 because Aleph, Lamed, and Ches, because he switched a hey and a ches are interchangeable. That's 39 instead of 36 for a hey. But if you switch the hey for the ches, it becomes 39. Okay. The people from Russia, and it's easier for them. Happy Hanukkah, how are you? Right? So the hey and the ches are interchangeable. Okay. Ela b'chala v'im noisnin, but if a person gives chala, misparchim, he gets all the blessings. That's the pasuk in Yechezkel. He gets blessing in his house. Because of neglect of giving the trumas, the gift to the kayin, the meisers, to the Levi. So the heavens are blocked from giving their dew and rain. Everything becomes expensive. And the income is lost. People run after their sustenance, and they don't reach it. Tzia, drought, gam chaim, also heat. Yigzalu mimei sheleg, will steal from the winter. Because it's going to be summers without enough rain. Sha'ol chatu. That's similar. In other words, like the winter, like the summer steals from the winter. The Sha'ol, which is Gehenim, will take from those that sinned. My mashma, what is this saying? Tana de Rabbi Shmuel was taught in Yeshiva Rabbi Shmuel b'shul dvarim shetzivisi aschem b'yimaisachama, because of the things that were commanded. Hashem commanded in the summer of Le'asisim, they weren't done. It means when the produce is ripe, they didn't give what they were supposed to. Then they'll lose out from the winter, from the rainy season. But they do give, they get the blessing. I'll bring all the meiser to the storage. There will be food in my house. It's a famous pasuk. Test me. Amar Hashem Tzavak, Hashem says, if I don't open up the windows of the heaven, I will empty out for you blessing. It means I'll fill you up with blessing. Ad b'lidai, to no end. My ad b'lidai, what does it mean? Without any end. Amar Rami bar Chama. Amar Rav. Nah. Amar Rami bar Chama. Amar Rav. Okay, there's a gap over there in generations. Until your lips become like worn out from saying die. There's this question on this. I didn't get a chance to look it up, but the letters die, if maybe it means the translation, enough that you say use your lips, but the word die, you use your tongue. So Yivlus if seichem miloymar die. Die is the datlanat is the tongue against the teeth. Die.
When you say die repeatedly, you gotta use your lips.
Oh yeah, die. Okay. Okay. How do you say enough in Spanish?
Suficiente.
Yes. Is there an F sound in there?
Yeah.
So maybe in all the translations, we have to look that up. In the translations of die, there's enough. How do you say in Yiddish? Zufil. Then you have the lips. Okay. Bavain gezel, because of stealing, hagivaya, the locust come, varav have there's famine of bnei adam meichlam b'sar b'nei amrisim. People eat the flesh of their children. Shneimar shimu davar Hashem. I'm sorry. Shimu hadavar hazeh. Listen to this. Paris abashan asher bahar shemrin. The animals that are in Har Shomron, ha'ishkes dalim, that they oppress the poor, ha'reitzis of yonim, they crush the poor. Amar Rava, who are these people? Geinhani nashi de Mechuza, oh, Rava was from Mechuza. Like these women of Mechuza, the achlan v'loi avdan, that they just eat but they don't work. They steal from their husbands. Okay. Also, they cause their husbands to steal because they eat so much. So the husbands have to steal to support them. Uksiv, and it's written, Hikisi eschem b'shidafan v'yarkan. He'll hit with shidafan is destruction of the crops. Yarkan is some sort of mildew. Harabais ganesechem, harbus ganesechem ukramechem v'teinechem v'zeisechem yechel agezem. Or the produce of the gardens and the vineyards and the figs and the olives will be eaten by the gezem, which is a type of worm. Yeser gezem achal arba, what the worm leaves over, the locust will eat. Yeser arba achal yelek. The yelek will eat what the locusts leave over. It's other types of worms and locusts, grasshoppers. What the yelek leaves over will be eaten by the chasil, I think is a caterpillar. Ksiv, vayigzar al yamin v'rav, snatches to the right and there's famine. V'yochel al small v'leisavo, he eats with the left. And he's not satisfied. Ish b'sar zraya yechelu, eats the flesh of his arm. Al tikr b'sar zraya b'sar zarei, not the flesh of his arm, the flesh of his children. Bavain ina yadin, because of delaying judgment, means the psak was already there, but they just delay. It's causing suffering to the litigants. The iva sadin, and distortion of judgment. The kilkal adin, and miscarriage of judgment. Ubittul Torah, in neglect of Torah study. So cherev is a sword, a biza is looting. Rabba increases. V'dever b'tzerespa, and plague and famine. People eat and they're not satisfied. They eat their bread by weight. They take vengeance for the covenant. What is the covenant? Torah. Torah here is referring to the judgment. If not for my covenant, day and night. Here we make a comparison. Cherev. Okay, let's go through this. The pasuk, it says, "B'shivri lachem Matelachem, when I break the staff of bread, Vafu Esen Nashim, 10 women will bake, Uksiv Yan Biyan B'Mishpati Masu, because they corrupted my judgment. So here we have to see in these psukim, Inoi Hadin, Ivas Hadin, and Kilkal Hadin, and Bittul Torah. Where do we see that? We see from the bris, Nikemis Nakam bris, and then we see, there we see that the lack of bread. B'shivir lechem mati lechem. I guess that's a continuation of the pasuk. No, that's in Vayikra. Oh. Okay, at the end of all the klalas, it says Yana Biyan Mishpati Masa, because of corruption of judgment. That was the end of all the klalas. Okay, ba'avain shvus shav v'shvus sheker v'chil Hashem v'chil Shabbos chaya ra rabba v'behima kala b'nei adam esmatim v'adrachim shteimen. Because of oaths that are taken in vain, and because of false oaths, because of chil Hashem and chil Shabbos. So wild animals come, domestic animals cease to exist, people diminish, and the roads are desolate. If because of this you're not corrected, al tikri be'ela ela ba'ala. Don't call it be'ela, say it's ba'ala. Allah means an oath. The continuation of that is I will send the wild animals. Don't swear falsely in my name. Okay, you have, when it comes to false oaths, it says the word chilal. Don't profane God's name. That's chil Hashem. We learn from Shvus Sheker, over there it says that it will be the punishment for all of those things. Will be the same. Because of murder, Beis Hamikdash charav. The Beis Hamikdash was destroyed. The Shechina mistalekas miYisrael, and the Shechina left. Shenemar v'leisachnifa, don't pollute, v'leisatam yasaretz, don't contaminate the land. Asher tim yeshiva asher nisheichem b'seicha, v'atim etam emaisa. But if you do contaminate it, einchem yeshvim ba ve'eini sheichem b'seicha, then I won't sit there and I won't dwell there. V'avin gilei arayas, because of immorality, adultery, in idolatry, in neglect of keeping the Shemitah in the Yovel, Golas B'Lo'elam, the exile comes. Other people will come and settle in the land. All of these disgusting things the people did. It also says that you'll contaminate the earth. I will visit its sin on it. So I will remember the sin. And the earth will not spit you out from contaminating it. When it comes to idolatry, it says, I will put the carcasses, and I will destroy the temple. And for the people, I'll spread them out by the nations. When it comes to the Shmitim, it says, then the land will be paid for its laying fallow. And the people will be in the land of the enemies, all the days that it's desolate, it will be resting, which means God will take the payment of the Shemitahs by causing it to rest by the people not being there. Because of vulgar speech, so tzaris rabbis, exeris kosheris, meschadshis, there's oppression and difficult decrees. Bachurei Seine Yisrael Mesim, and the youth of the enemies of the Jews will die. That's a euphemistic term of. That's what it's when it says. It doesn't want to. It wants to say what's going to happen, but it doesn't want to actually pronounce it. So it says it happens to the enemies. The orphans and the widows cry out and they're not answered. Shnemar, as it says, what is this from? This is because of vulgar speech. Al bachurav layismach Hashem. Because of the youth, Hashem doesn't rejoice. Or over the youth, Hashem doesn't rejoice. And He doesn't have compassion on the orphans and the widows. Ki kuloi chanaf umeira b'chol ped even nevala b'chol zeis leishav apei v'oid yanid netuya. Because it's all corrupt and all mouths speak vulgar, and Hashem doesn't take back His anger, and His hand is still outstretched. What does it mean? And His hand is still outstretched. So the Gemara says, Amar Rav Chanan bar Rava. Rav Chanan bar Rava says, I think this is a son-in-law of Rav. Hakol Yodim, everyone knows. Lama nichnasa Hakol Yodim kala lama nichnasa l'chuppah. Everyone knows what happens when a bride goes to the chuppah. Ela kol amanabel piv. But anyone that speaks vulgar, afilu chaismin alav gzar din shal shivim shana l'teva. Even if he was decreed already that he's going to have 70 good years, haifchan alav hara gets changed. So the speech is very important. Shouldn't express it. You know, everyone knows it, but you don't say it out. Amar Rabbi bar Shila, Amar Rav Chisda. So what does it mean Vaid Yadei Netuya? What we said before. I guess it means that Hashem still extracts the punishment for this speech, even though before we said maybe that had to do with the Churban. Vaid Yadei Netuya is that it still takes place, I guess. Amar Rav Chisda, Amar Rabbi bar Shila, Amar Rav Chisda, Kol amanav espiv mamikim legehenim. Anyone that speaks vulgar, the Gehenim, they have to make it deeper for him. Shnemar Sheicha Amuka Pizaris. Deep pit is for the mouth of the profane. It's not just that, but even someone that's standing by when someone's speaking and he doesn't protest. So for that person as well, the anger of Hashem falls over there. Means next to the person that's listening. Why is that called the anger of Hashem? The person that's next to him. I guess it says Sham. Sham is the person that's there. I guess not the actual person, but the person that's on the side, I guess. Amar Abaishia. Anyone that prepares himself to do an Aveira, he gets afflictions, different types of diseases on his body. What does it mean he prepares? It means he puts his other work aside. He's getting ready to do an Aveira. Okay. Not only that, he gets Hadrekan. Hadrekan we said once was dropsy. I don't know what that is. Some sort of Yarkan we said was a Jaundice. Hadrekan was dropsy, some illness. Shenemar, as it says, umakis chaji beten. It's some sort of swollenness, I think, of the stomach. Amar Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak, similar aveira hadreikan. A sign a person sins is this hadreikan. Taner Rabbanan. However, the Brisa teaches the following: Gimel mini hadreikanin. There are three types of hadreikan, three types of this illness. Shel aveira, if it comes from a sin, then it's ava. Then it's a thick, sort of bloated. Shel rav, if it comes from hunger, then it's tafuach. Then it's just like blown up, but it's not thick. It's swollen. Shel kshafim itzdak. If it comes from witchcraft, then it's very thin. It's weak. The swollenness, I guess. Shmuel HaKatan Chashbei. Shmuel HaKatan, he had hadreikan. Amar, he says, Rabbeinu Shlomo mi mafis. Says, who's going to make a lottery? That means who's going to see, to know that it's not from Averis. Everyone's going to think it's from Averis. So Itzi got healed. Abaya Chashbei. Abaya had hadreikan. Amar Rava says, Yadana ben Achmeni demach v'nafshel. We know that Abaya fasts. And this comes from the fast that he takes on himself. Rava Chashbei. Rava had hadreikan. The problem is, V'harava hudamar nefishi ketili keder minefichi kafan. We know that Rava didn't get it because he was holding himself back from using the bathroom, because that was another cause of hadreikan. I don't know why it wasn't mentioned until now. The Gemara now says, Shani Rava de insile Rabbanan beidnei bal karche. Rava wasn't able to use the bathroom because he had all these students that kept bothering him with questions, and he would he always had to teach. He wasn't able to get out to use the bathroom, so that's why he had hadreikan. Taner Rabbanan.
Rabbi,
Yeah.
hadreikan keeps on referring to the swelling.
Yeah, I think so.
So let me just give you my medical take on it. So, I mean, and you mentioned dropsy. Dropsy is just the old word for edema, which is swelling where the fluid kind of comes out of your skin. So the most common is a person with heart failure for whatever reason, and you see their legs, and their legs are all swollen. But, it says, Hashem is bochen klayis v'leiv. So heart and kidneys, right? Blood tests. I mean, all right? People who have liver disease, which could come on from bad stuff too, all right, they develop this swelling ascites of their stomach, all right? And then people with kidney disease lose protein, and they end up with what's called third spacing, but they end up again with this edematous fluid. So you have all these various reasons that can cause it. So the Gemara's like right on, and it's interesting, that Hashem really knows which is the cause. I mean, nowadays we just say, that's my take, see.
Interesting. Okay. Shekayach. Taner Rabbanan. Daled simanim heim. There's four things that are a sign for something else. Siman la'avera hadreikan. A sign for sinning is hadreikan. So you said is the Beichen Kolayas Belev. Hashem judges. Hashem does the test. It could be siman faraver. Siman l'sinas chinam. A sign for baseless hatred is yarkon. Yarkon we always translate it as jaundice. Any comment on that? Why?
Going back to the liver disease. I mean, same thing.
Siman Legasas Haruach is Anias. Is a sign for arrogance is poverty. This is what did that fellow Warren Buffett? He said he never waited to. He never bought at the lowest. He never sold at the highest. He was happy if he made a profit. So that's the small things. Siman Lashon Hara is Askara. So Lashon Hara, a sign for Lashon Hara is Askara. Askara is usually considered a disease of breath, where a person can't breathe. But here it says it starts in the stomach and it finishes in the throat. Rashi gives bun malan. It's a French word. Ketan Rabbanan, start in a brisa. Askar bol oilam ala meiser. It comes because of people not taking their meiser. It's a punishment from heaven. They're eating food without taking meiser, so it starts in the stomach. Rabbi Elazar bar Yosi Eimer al Lashon Hara. Rabbi Elazar bar Yosi says that it comes because of Lashon Hara. Amar Rava v'temer Rabbi Shua ben Levi. Really? Rava, some say Rabbi Shua ben Levi. What do you have in the translation? Is it really Rabbi Shua ben Levi? Well, that's a huge jump. How do they spell it out in the other Gemaras? Does it say Rabbi Shua ben Levi? All right, Mikra. What's the pasuk? What's the source for this? It says Va'melech Yisamach Belikim Yishalel Kol Hanishba Bo Ki Yisaker Pi Davar Shaker. Va'melech Yisamach Belikim Yishalel. The king rejoices, God he praises, anyone that swears by him. Now, ki yisakar, here we're saying, is askara, it comes from Davar Shaker, speaking false. That we're now referring to Lashon Hara. Gemara says, Ibaylu, the Gemara has a question. Rabbi Elazar bar Rabbi Yosi al Lashon Hara kamar, Oidilma af al Lashon Hara nami kamar. Does he say that it comes because of Lashon Hara? Does it say it also comes from Lashon Hara? So there's two possible causes. Is he agreeing or is he saying something else? Is he adding or is he arguing? Tashma. When the sages went in to Kerem B'Yavne, why is it called Kerem B'Yavne? Either because they sat in a circle, like a vineyard, or maybe it actually was in a kerem in Yavne. It was when they left. Well, one of the exiles of the Sanhedrin, of the yeshiva, they went to Kerem B'Yavne. Hayashim Rabbi Yehuda, there was there Rabbi Yehuda, Rabbi Elazar bar Rabbi Yosi, Rabbi Shimon. These three. Rabbi Elazar bar Rabbi Yosi would be the youngest. Nishla Shailazu, Bifneim, they have this question. Makazu, this plague, this disease of Askara, why does it start in the stomach and finish in the mouth? Nana Rabbi Yehuda Rabbi Lois. Rabbi Yehuda, he responds, he's the Reish HaMedabrim B'chol Makom. He's always the one first to speak first. Gemara will explain why. He says, even though the kidneys give advice, they give counsel. Believe Maven in the heart is understanding. the lashon mechatech, and the tongue enunciates, but pe goimer, the mouth finishes it off. So it comes because of lashon hara. It starts in the stomach, but it finishes in the mouth. Person thinks up, concocts these stories about people, and then he expresses it. Nene Rabbi Elazar Rabbi Yosi. Rabbi Elazar Rabbi Yosi says, because they eat impure food. Is it really impure food? They eat things that Maisa wasn't taken. Well, Rabbi Elazar Rabbi Yosi is now saying what the Tanakama said before, so it must be that he's adding. We'll see on the end. Nana Reb Shimon Vamar. Reb Shimon says, "Bavain bittul Torah." It's because of bittul Torah, because of neglect of Torah study. Amr Lai, they said, 1 second. There's a problem there. It's not a scientific explanation, because you do the tests, you'll see that nashim yechichu, women die from this or get this disease as well, and they don't have bittul Torah. Well, shemevatlois es balayim, they cause their husbands to neglect Torah study. So that's they still have bittul Torah. Nachem yechichu, well, non-Jews get it. Shemevatlos es Yisrael, well, they cause the Jews to neglect Torah study. Tinoikus yechichu, what about the children? They don't have to study Torah. Shemevatlos es avim, they disturb the father to take him into to this park, to that park, to get them toys. Rashi says to get them treats. What about Tinoikus shel Beis Rabban? They actually study Torah. Why do they get it? Tinoikus shel Beis Rabban yechichu. Gemara says asam ked Rabbi Gorian. Damar Rabbi Gorian vitem Rabbi Yosi Rabbi Shmaya. B'zman shat tzadikim bedar, tzadikim netfasim aladar. If the generation has righteous people, then the righteous people get judged for the whole generation. Ain't tzadikim bedar, but if they don't have the righteous people, then Tinoikus shel Beis Rabban netfasim aladar. Then the children replace them, and they get judged just not because of their own sins, but because of the generation. Amar Rabbi Yitzchak bar Ziri v'Amar Amar Rabbi Shimon ben Nazir Mikra. Where do you see this? See it from the pasuk. Im le'seidi lach hayafa banashim tzilach b'kvei atzayin. If you don't, if I don't show you the beautiful amongst the women, then go to the sheep. If you don't find those people that keep the mitzvahs, so you should ask compassion for the young sheep. That's referring to if you don't find the leaders of the generation, then the children take the need the compassion. These are the kids, the goats, that are taken as collateral for the shepherds. Okay. Whatever the case is, our original question was, what does Rabbi Elazar Rabbi Yosi hold? He holds that that it's also lashon hara that causes askara. Shmamina afa lashon hara nami kamer shmamina. Okay, now we have this famous Gemara. It says, "V'amay karle reisha medabrim b'chol makim." Why was Rabbi Yehuda Rabbi Eily called the head of the speakers at all places? If you want to remember where this Gemara is, this is going to be the Gemara that has the story of Lag Baimer. It's on Daf Lamed Gimel. So, I told you, I forgot the chief rabbi, Rabbi Yosef, not Rabbi Vadia, the son. So he was here. He said he was in yeshiva. His Svadish yeshiva, his Rosh Yeshiva, told him, "Where's Simon Dugim? Where's the What siman is Hilchas Dagim in Yeridea? What chapter? So he says it's chapter 83. If you want to remember, gefilte fish. That's for Svardim. That's an interesting siman. So Pei Gimel. So here we have Lamed Gimel is this story. So what happened was the Asfi Rabbi Yehuda v'Rabbi Yosi v'Rabbi Shimon. Rabbi Yehuda, Rabbi Yosi, and Rabbi Shimon were sitting. Yosef Yehuda ben Gerim Gabayo. Yehuda ben Gerim was sitting along the side. Tosfos discusses what's going on over there with Yehuda ben Gerim. Pasach Rabbi Yehuda v'Amar, Rabbi Yehuda opened, he said, Kamanoam Masem Shalom Azu. Oh, look at how this nation, such nice things they do. Tiknu Shvakim. They have marketplaces, Gesharim. They have bridges, Merchatzayis, and bathhouse. So speaking about the Romans. Rabbi Yosi Shasak, Rabbi Yosi is quiet. Then Reb Shimon Bar Yochai responds, everything they did for themselves. What are the marketplaces? They wanted a place for the prostitutes. Merchatzayis, what are the bathhouses? For their own satisfaction, for their skin. Gesharim, why are the bridges? Little memechas, because they wanted to be able to make taxes, so they have to pay a toll. Halach Yehuda ben Gerim v'sipur divrayim. Yehuda ben Gerim went and he set over with the conversation. Nishmul malchus. In the end, the Romans heard about it. Amru Yehuda she'ila yisala. Yehuda that praised us, he should become. He should be raised up. Yehuda ben Gerim said it over to his students or whatever. He didn't tell it to the government. The government found out. Yosi shesasak yigla. He should end up going yigla tzipari. He should end up going to exile in Tzipari. It's another gears here that says he should be exiled from Tzipari, that he actually lived in Tzipari, was exiled. Shimon Shagina Yeharek. But Reb Shimon, he shamed us, so he should be killed. Azalhu Brei Tashabei Midrasha. Him and his son went and they hid in the Beis Medrash. Kol Yema v'Maiselu the Beis Rifta, v'Kuza Demaya. Every day the wife would come, bring them bread and a jug of water. V'karchi ki takif gezerta. How does that translate that? Anyone have it in the English? V'karchi, and she was wrapped. Oh, no, ki takif gezerta. V'karchi. What is v'karchi?
Says the decree was intensified.
Oh, ki takif gezerta is the decree was intensified. I'm not sure what v'karchi means. V'kuza demaya, v'karchi. What does it say over there by the jug of water? The jug of water and?
Bread.
Okay, rifta, v'kuza demaya, v'karchi.
Karchi is a loaf of bread.
Rifta is bread. Kuza demaya, v'karchi. Okay.
It says bread and a small pitcher of water, and they would eat.
Oh, the karchi is the eating. Okay, good. Good. They would wrap the karchi is they would wrap. They would eat it. Okay. Thank you. That's the verb. Kitakiv gezert.
Rabbi.
Yeah.
It's korech, no? From
right.
The
To wrap. That's the way of eating it. Kitakiv gezerta when the decree intensified. Right. Amalei lebrei. So Reb Shimon says to his son, Nashim daitin kala aleim. This is not good. Women, they don't have the strength of Dilma Mitzarilu. Maybe they're gonna torture her. Megalulon, and she's gonna say where we are. She won't be able to hold back the secret, the hiding place. Also, Tasha b'Marta, so they went to hide in the cave. Srachish Nisa, a miracle happened. There was a carob tree Ve'ena Demaya, and it was a spring. Mishalchi minayu. They would take off their clothing. Manayo. And they would sit in up into the necks in the sand. Kuliyama Garsi the whole day they learned. We didn't sluye, but when it came time for davening, Lavshu michsu umatzlu v'hada mishalch manayo. They would put on their clothing and daven. Then they would take it off. Livlu so that it shouldn't get worn out. 12 years they were in the cave. Elio comes, it's at the entrance to the cave. Amar, man lidl bar Yochai the miskaser, batal gezerte. Who is going to tell Reb Shimon bar Yochai that the Caesar died and the decree is batal? He can come out. Nafka, they came out. Chazvinish the Karbi, they see people that are plowing the Zari and they're planting. Amar, Menicha Chayolim, Vaiskid what are they doing? They're wasting their time over here. They have no life. They're busy with. They're coming out of the cave. They were studying Torah the whole day. Look at what the people are doing. Whatever they looked at would immediately get destroyed. Yotza Baskal, the heavenly voice comes out. He came out to destroy my world. Go back to the cave, to your cave. Hadar. They went back. Hadar Azal, they went back. Esfu Tracy Yarchishata, they stayed there for 12 months, a year. Amri, Mishpat Risham Gehenim Yud B'Scheidesh, even the people in Gehenim only have to stay for 12 months. We shouldn't have to stay more. Yatsa Baskava Metsumi Maraschem. You can come out. The heavenly voice said you can come out. Nafku, they came out. Kol Hechadabi Machi Rebbe Lazar, any place that Rebbe Lazar would afflict, Habimasi Reb Shimon would heal. Amar Lai says, B'ni, Dai Lo'ila Manivata, the world, it's enough for the world, just me and you. Bahade Panya Demali Shabbata, when it came out of Shabbos, Chazu Saba, they saw an older person. Maybe this is Eliyahu Navi, like we heard before. Davinaket Shrei Medani Yasa, that was holding Medani Yasa Hadas things. We say that in one of the Zmirs. Virat Ben Ashmashas, and he's running. Amrlei Hani Lamalach, what are the two Hadasim, two myrtle branches? Amlula Kavit Shabbos. It's for in honor of Shabbos. V'tiskele b'chad. Why don't you just have one? It's enough one. Chad keneged Zocher, v'chad keneged Shomer. One is for Zocher, one's for Shomer. It says twice, two mitzvahs in the Torah. Amalei lebrei, chazik hamachavim mitzvahs al Yisrael. Okay, let me leave it over here. You see, I end at a good point, and we'll do this after. See how important, how beloved the mitzvahs are to the Jewish people. Yosef Datayo. And their mind was settled. Okay, we'll stop over here.
Why did Rabbi Eliezer go into the cave with Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai?
That is interesting. I don't know if it's to keep him company or if it's because they would have taken him as. But
he didn't. Why didn't they take the wife then?
Right.
Because the decree was only on him; it wasn't on his son.
Right. Yeah, it's a good question. Okay, we'll leave it over here.
Okay, thank you.
I think we're a page ahead.
It says by your Miklot is Maglim Rabbi Yimai. So